Because I put the mic on mute, motherfucker.
All right.
Reverb.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Turn that down.
Just a little bit.
All right.
Dude, are we actually going to start on time?
I think
We're 1 minute late.
1 minute
Damn,
late.
I'm going to have to I have to wrap myself up.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for joining us live. We very much appreciate it. Hustle. So, I'll forgive you since you're wearing a Ride Lightning shirt. Ooh.
It's a tribute.
Uh-huh.
Mandalorian.
Oh.
Blast the lightning. Oh, yeah. Giggity.
All right. Live from the landing strip in Houston, Texas. It's the 394th edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
It's Chris.
And thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. We very much appreciate each and every one of you. If you're watching us live, log into your YouTube account, just like how Daniel is right now in the live chat. That way you could fact check, talk shit, say hi, let us know that our microphones are out, whatever. We will involve you as best as we can in the show because I'll see it pop up here on my handy dandy smartphone, and I'll try to get some participation going. If you're not watching this live, that's okay. You can still interact with us on Facebook, facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio. Chris,
What's up, man?
bam.
It's been a while.
Yes, it has been a while.
2 weeks to be exact.
Yes,
Did anything happen when we were gone?
the Royal Rumble.
What?
The Royal Rumble happened.
Hajiman.
Yes.
So, War Rumble's over. What's the first thought that pops in your mind?
Wow, this didn't get me to start watching WWE again. This is my first time watching WWE since October, and I think there was a little bit of high hopes that, you know what, maybe I've been too harsh of a critic. Maybe this will kind of bring me back into the fold. It's the beginning of WrestleMania season, so maybe I could start, getting back into it. Maybe. But by the time the show was done, I was like, nah.
Oh.
Nah. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, bro.
Here's where the topics begin.
Okay.
Where during the whole 4 hours of that show did the white flag go up and you surrendered? You were done.
I would say it's probably the Rumble matches themselves.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Whew.
Both of them. Which one happened first? I don't even remember.
Women's happened
The women's
first.
happened first, right?
First. Yes.
Yeah. I was not a fan of how Mickey was unceremoniously just gone. Yeah, she got eliminated by Lita, but it was like, oh, hey, here's an elimination. I wasn't that much of a fan of how, she came out. Yes, she had the little nameplate. Yes, she had the belt. And it's, Impact Women's World Champ. Or Impact Women's Champ, not even World Champ. Impact Women's Champ. And that was it. They didn't make any mention of it. She just went in there, was a participant, didn't have any other moments. You could tell she was fired up coming down to the ring, but the rest of
Crowd pop for her, too.
The crowd pop, yeah. But the rest of what the WWE machine was going to do was bupkis, silch, diddly, squat, the jackroot of zero. That's how you like to do that, right?
I had a shit week that put a smile on my face. Thank you. Close enough. We'll let that slide. I think Mickey's slight was the least of my worries.
We're just getting started, buddy.
Because I'm the mathematician. I'm the banker. I do numbers.
Yeah.
Other than Mickey, do you realize that every single guest that showed up didn't even last long enough for the next entrant after them to show up?
Yeah. Yeah. Cameron was one that I didn't like either. Now, I don't like Cameron. So me defending Cameron feels a little icky because I don't necessarily like her. Okay? But the story was there. There was a potential there with the tie-in with Naomi and Sonya sitting on the side. And then Sonya saying, wait, that's Naomi's friend? Geez, I wonder what happened if I were to, take her out. Which it was to the fuck on the nose that Naomi was the next one coming out as soon as it got eliminated. Like, dude, come on. So that right there, just the fact that it was Naomi was just coming out next, it was like, ugh. The other thing too is that she just came in, tossed her out. I'm like, ugh. And so if you weren't watching at home and had the benefit of commentary, you were watching in the arena, or if you had the the TV turned on mute, man, you wouldn't have gotten that. That whole moment would have passed, and the moment itself was just too short for what it is that they were trying to do. What I would have preferred is if they still did. Cameron came out, then came out Sonya. Cameron was like, or Cameron was in there wrestling. Then Naomi came out, and then Naomi and Cameron hug and embrace and this and that, and then that's when Sonya's like, wait, what? Oh, hell no, I'm gonna take care of this. And then sneakily, after the moment's over, try to eliminate Cameron from shenanigans. Then that would have, hey, what the fuck? What'd you do to my girl? And then that's how you would have done it. Not preemptively made it to where nobody really noticed if you were there in the arena, and then it made the moment too short during the actual match itself.
I think what made up for that was I got the elimination that I wanted, at least from the women's side.
Talk to me.
Naomi's kind of getting that Kofi Kingston rub where she's like the spot monkey, where she's gonna find the way to evade the eliminations.
Right.
And for Sonya to be like, nah, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I don't want this shit to happen again.
Okay.
Especially if Kofi's gonna try to do crazier monkey spots for the guys' eliminations, which we'll get to in a little bit.
Right.
But it was good that like Sonya's wasn't that long, so I could let it go. There wasn't a lot of the cliche WWE things that happen in a Rumble match. Somebody's hiding for like 90% of the match.
Sonya was kind of
not for that long.
Okay.
Just like,
okay.
It wasn't long enough for me to be like, this bitch need to get in the ring.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then with trying to avoid the eliminations and stuff, the way Naomi and Kofi Kingston do. Other than the laugh that I got that almost every guest didn't even stay long enough, they did enough entrance cohesively as far as their booking on television to make it as seamless as they could with what they had.
Okay.
And I can't believe I'm saying this. This was actually the better Rumble than the men's match.
That's fair.
Because at least with the women, we had surprises. And that's the other thing with the Rumble. With women, we had surprises. You're not going to have NXT people? Cool. You brought back a whole bunch of people that I didn't think were still going to come.
Yeah.
You know, Ivory
coming out to write to censor
holy
stuff.
Crap,
that was cool.
She doesn't age. She must.
I popped when she was coming out to write to censor.
And talking.
Yeah. I unpopped when she was still talking as Beth threw her out. I was like, dude, drop the mic. You're actually getting tossed around. Like, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. It goes back to that same point that you mentioned earlier. All the guests were tossed out before the next person was even got a chance to come out. So it was like, I mean, that part kind of sucked. But if you want to talk about people getting eliminated way too early, I feel like Sasha was eliminated a little too early. I kind of had her as like, oh shit, she's coming out at the beginning. She might go all the way to the final four. I really thought that's what they were going to do, but then they didn't.
Counter.
Okay.
Another WWE trope that someone
that they
from
always
the beginning
do.
has to last to the very end. It's like, we can't.
I feel you.
The women can't all have blue chew. Somebody's got to go in and go out.
I feel you, but I also feel like when she was eliminated, it was just like, what?
No fanfare, right?
No fanfare.
A lot of that happened.
A lot of like, oh, she's gone.
And that's where booking might have been an issue with the guests. That if the guests aren't even lasting long enough, then regular eliminations aren't going to get that kind of a reaction either. Oh, don't judge.
I'm gonna hide.
We got plenty.
I'm gonna hide that. I don't want them to know how much of a fat ass I am.
Is that why we're both wearing black?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the eliminations of people that we think matter, it didn't come up. It wasn't portrayed that way in the story of the entire Rumble match. Mm-hmm. It's a hard. It's hard to live up to now because 2020 Royal Rumble with Brock and Drew, that kind of raised the bar pretty fucking high and the expectation of what a Royal Rumble match can be. And now you have guys, and you still have spots that are open. You don't know who's coming, and then girls who haven't had the muscle memory with Royal Rumble matches to do something to stand out, to make themselves different from the guys. It's hard to keep that up, especially when you're in bigger arenas and the expectations are just being raised higher and higher because of the audience that you have there.
True.
So
true. I mean, all that you said is fair.
So in that sense, I really do think the women pulled off a better job.
In the night, yes.
Yeah.
In the night. So there was still a little bit of hope, but my white flag was already starting to go up. Like, okay, whatever.
So what did Rousey do to it?
Rousey was the one that made my white flag completely erect. And I think it was, again, I was like trying to like this and trying to get my lust for WWE back, but I just don't have it, you know? So when Rousey went out there, it wasn't a complete boner killer, right? It was like, oh, okay, cool. Rousey, she might win. But what made me like, oh, maybe this is something, maybe something interesting will come of this. Maybe something interesting will come of this was that Shayna out there at the same time.
When she came out,
and they kind of hinted at it, they kind of teased at it, but they didn't capitalize on it. Where I wanted one of two things: Ronda and Shayna to explicitly team up to take out the other girls, or Ronda and Shayna to exclusively fuck each other up. Exactly. One of the two. And it didn't happen. Either way, I think it was Shayna smirked at her, and like that was it.
There was an acknowledgement there. Once the acknowledgement was there, I was foaming at the mouth. I was like, finally, something different.
Yeah.
You've been trying to do this 4 horsewomen storyline for 5 fucking years, and nothing was in fruition. Nothing even broke the surface.
Yeah.
Everything was still dead and buried.
Yeah.
The moment those two acknowledged each other and did like even a 45-degree circle.
Yeah.
I was like, give it to me. Give me something. This felt like the equivalent of that Money in the Bank ladder match with AJ and Nakamura. And Nakamura got beat up early, so when he came out later on and was going ham, and he was trying to grab the ladder, notice AJ Styles on their side and that glimmer.
They had that standoff.
And everybody was losing their collective shit at home and in the arena.
Yes.
When I saw that with Ronda and Shayna, I was like, okay, I want this. I wanted it a lot too. The build was reaching that level. The more that we would have got of that, it could have rivaled or even surpassed the first Nakamura Styles tease.
And the other hope.
See, I'm just goosebumps right now just thinking about Baszler and Rousey.
The other hope out of that was diminished was the fact that I thought, okay, Ronda's definitely not going to win. This is the beginning of an angle with Ronda and Shayna. Mm-hmm. So whether they're friends or enemies, Ronda's not winning because of the Shayna thing. They're going to do something there. They're going to start something. And it's not going to be as obvious that, they're just giving it to Ronda.
It could have been a fucking curveball if they would have gone for the tag titles at Mania. Something different. You have the tools there to do some kind of fusion that would throw off wrestling fans.
Exactly. A fusion that would throw off wrestling fans. And then there's story right there waiting to be made. You can take opportunities to make stories that don't always involve winning the Rumble, winning the championship, going to Mania. You know, and Royal Rumble, you have so many opportunities to do that. And I felt in this particular Rumble, there were so many opportunities that were missed like that. Mm-hmm. So when she just straight up won and Shayna was like, and like, didn't Ronda just eliminate Charlotte and that was it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's how she won? Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. I get Charlotte versus Ronda. All right. So
Ronda eliminates Charlotte.
Yeah.
Ronda's winning the Rumble. You already come to the conclusion you're getting Ronda versus Charlotte at Mania.
Yeah.
After that match ended. That's it.
That's it. And I'm disappointed as shit about it because Charlotte is stale in my mind. I have Charlotte fatigue. And I haven't been watching since October, and I have Charlotte fatigue.
You haven't even been back a week.
Yeah. I was back a whole hour and a half, and I already had Charlotte fatigue. So I think the more interesting thing that could have happened is if Charlotte actually fucking won. Because then that whole thing about her leading into the build-up is
Picking her opponent.
I get to pick my opponent as the champion because I won the Rumble. Fuck. That's interesting. That's different. But you introduce that element and didn't even do it. Right? So it's like, okay. And you got eliminated by the person that won. Okay. And I don't want to see Ronda versus Charlotte. I just don't.
I don't have Charlotte fatigue, but we got a taste of this at Survivor Series a few years ago,
Daniel.
and that wasn't good.
Ronda picked Charlotte. Guess what? Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Yeah,
it just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
And
see, who's the heel? No. I'm sorry. Better question. Who's the face? Everybody hates freaking Charlotte. The way Ronda had been acting before she came back, fans were starting to be like, hey, fuck her.
Yeah.
You know, because she's pretty much just insulting the fans.
Yeah.
You know, like, you bunch of dumb marks. Like, hey, fuck you. So who are we going to cheer for? Right? Meh.
So we just spent the last 5 minutes talking shit about the women's Rumble match, even though I said that it was better than the men's.
It was.
Let's crap on the men's.
Okay.
When Lashley beat Brock the way he did, was it a given that Brock was going to be one of the last 5 people in the Rumble?
No.
Neither did I.
No. What I thought. Okay, let's rewind. Before we could talk about the men's Rumble, we have to talk about that match and possibly another match.
Oh.
But Lashley versus Brock wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was what it was. Shenanigan ending. You have Roman coming out. That right there was enough. That ending right there was enough to say Roman versus Brock at Mania. The story was built right there.
That would have been enough to. I'm taking a guess here. I'm sure that would have been enough to tell you.
Yeah,
you need to tune in on Monday.
Yes, because after
not
that
even
match,
the bigger picture, just baby steps. You just stayed in the. You've been on the coma for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't running. You got to walk first. So just that would have been enough for you to take a couple steps and be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna give at least Monday and maybe Friday a shot.
Yes, I totally agree. Because again, I'm only half erect, half checked in, half trying to decide.
And you're watching with friends and family.
Well, it was at home with me and the girls. That's it. But yeah, but still, still, I was like, okay, because it wasn't until the end of the night that I was like, fuck this. But at that point, I was like, okay, cool. So, and literally the conversation happened between me and Portia of, oh, that's awesome. That means since Lashley has that title, oh my God, Big E is going to win this. Big E versus Lashley. And that frees up Brock versus Roman because Brock already has beef with Roman. Roman already has beef with Brock. That's so easy. It writes itself. And then that frees up the winner to battle against Lashley, who doesn't happen to have a challenger now, right? So the winner of the Rumble should challenge Lashley. It's easy. And sometimes easy is what you need. It was fucking hand-fed, spoon-fed to us. The opportunity was there. And this would have been one of those opportunities where the easy thing and the right thing are both the same thing to do. Yeah. So, yeah. We were fangirling over, oh my God, Big E's going to win it, right? But if it's not Big E, I mean, man, if it's not Big E, who would it be? Well, whoever it is, they're going to fight Lashley. Oh, man, this is going to be pretty cool. This will be interesting. Damn, what if it is Kofi? Oh, fuck. And then you have a little sub-feud with Kofi and Big E trying to say, well, go ahead, bro, but I could have beat him. Oh, well, you know what, bro? You didn't beat him. Well, I at least didn't lose in 18 seconds. Well, I did lose. Dude, that would have been cool for the build to Mania, right? And then we did it last year with fucking Sasha and Bianca, 2 African American women main eventing WrestleMania, fucking match of the year. And you didn't want to do that with Big E and Lashley? What? Why not? Why the fuck not? Dude, that could have been to night 1. Fuck, man. So Yeah, when Big E was unceremoniously just eliminated, I was like, fuck. And then Kofi
by Brock,
of course. And then Kofi eliminated himself. I was like, fuck. Okay, well, who else is gonna be? Who's gonna challenge Lashley?
Riddle's still in there.
Oh shit, Riddle versus Lashley. That's different.
MMA versus MMA.
Oh, cool. This could be good. I was thinking the same
thing. With Randy, I'm already booking.
Yeah.
Randy's gonna mentor. It's like, this is what I've been through. This isn't my first WrestleMania.
Or what if it is Randy?
And then Riddle wins the belt from Lashley. Mm-hmm. And then, who's Riddle's first challenger? Of course, the next night on Raw.
RKO, and then it's over.
The easiest sometimes
it writes itself. Or what if the shoe was on the other foot? Randy fucking won, and you get RK Bro leading up all the way to WrestleMania, and then Riddle turns on fucking Orton instead. Bro. Says, I try to train you to beat him. I know MMA. You don't. You need to be MMA to beat this motherfucker.
You're 0-1 in MMA already.
So, bro, heel turn. Dude, like, you could have done so much more with this, man. But no, instead you just had Brock wins. And what? Like,
what if it was Shane McMahon?
Fuck Shane.
Dude, you could have built up every fucking episode of Raw to be like, Dad, I've spent 50 years of my life trying to prove my value to you because all you see is dollars and cents. You put Stephanie above me. You put a son-in-law above your actual son. You tweet happy birthday to everyone in the world and leave all kinds of nice messages. And then when it comes to me, it's just happy birthday, Shane. What do I have to do? I fell off a damn Hell in a Cell for you to make money. What do I have to do for you to acknowledge me as your son?
Yeah.
Even if you're anything involving a McMahon, as much as we tend to crap on it, it's always pulling on an emotional level. You're not getting 5-star matches out of any McMahon.
Okay. Yeah, that's
so fair. If you wanted to pull ratings and get a McMahon with a title shot at Mania against someone that no McMahon can ever beat, even that is more original than what we got.
Right. So, I mean, there were a lot of missed opportunities. A lot. So now we still don't really know what Lashley's going to do. Lashley might not even be champ by the time WrestleMania comes around. And that kind of sucks. But, like, you put all the eggs into the basket that was already full. The basket of Roman versus Brock is so easy. It was already set up. Brock didn't even need to be in the Rumble, much less be a surprise entrant at 30. He didn't need to be in it. His WrestleMania ticket was already stamped when he was laying on the floor with Roman standing above him and Paul Heyman meekly looking up at Roman shaking. His WrestleMania ticket was stamped already.
You could have done exactly what you did the next night on Raw with Brock coming out to get his rematch. Mm-hmm. And Lashley wouldn't give it to him. So Scrap Daddy puts him in the Elimination Chamber. And just when it's about to be Brock and Lashley, the final two, who pops up out from under that motherfucker?
Who?
Roman. Mm-hmm. Spear him again.
Yeah.
That's it. Lashley stays relevant. Lashley doesn't lose any steam. He doesn't lose any heat. He isn't cheapened by the win the way it happened.
Yeah.
And with that, you have Brock versus Roman. And then you have Lashley with number one contender.
Yeah.
With whoever would have wanted it. If it was Big E or Riddle or Shane or Orton or fucking anybody.
Yeah.
You know? It is.
AJ, we talked a lot about the end. Let's talk about the beginning. AJ was eliminated para nada.
Yeah.
He just, así, nomás. Look who left. Like,
Well, I was watching this with Scott and Travis, and we were like maybe at like 18 or 19. And I'm thinking, man, other than AJ,
there isn't any main eventers so far in it.
Not main eventers. There isn't any stars. No
people
with
a shot to win.
When 2/3 of your Rumble are tag teams.
Yeah. Mid-carders.
Jobbers. That haven't been placed in positions to be the next level.
Yeah. And then you put all of those folks at the back end it makes the Rumble kind of boring. Now, I'm not saying don't put jobbers, don't put tag teams in the Rumble. No, please don't get me wrong. But you got to spread them out, pepper it in, make it look like it's random because it's supposed to be random.
Especially when you pretty much put the final nail in the coffin on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
7 spots left for the women, 8 spots for the men. And you're telling me you couldn't get Braun Breaker a payday? You couldn't get LA Knight a payday? You couldn't get Pete Dunne a payday?
Yeah.
Big Mommy Cool? Nothing?
Yeah.
No, zilch?
Nobody.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, fine. All right, yeah. NXT. Get it off the USA. It's developmental. It's too much pressure.
That was probably another reason why I was kind of a little bit disappointed because there was nothing that was like, ooh, I was waiting for Cesaro. We never even got Cesaro in the Rumble.
No Finn?
No Finn. Yeah, I was waiting for Finn too. No Finn. Like, oh shit. Damn, this sucks. So, yeah, again, when you backloaded the Rumble, all your stars were in like from 20 on up. Like,
and then Brock being number 30.
Yeah, like no, that something just wasn't right there. This Rumble just wasn't good. And there's one thing to have the match itself be bad, which I think the match itself was bad. And there's another thing to have the ending be bad, the wrong person, the person that like you could have a good Rumble with a bad ending and vice versa. But this kind of had both.
In the end, this Rumble for the men's wasn't memorable.
Right.
Even the bad ones. When Rey Mysterio comes out at 30 and it's not Bryan Danielson and he gets booed as a face and only gets a face reaction when a motherfucker gets eliminated.
Yeah.
Thrown over the border wall. I mean, thrown over the top rope. Or the next Rumble where Bryan's dream from coming back from injury and cutting the promo that he was going to be in the Royal Rumble just to be eliminated 7 minutes later by Bray Wyatt. And everybody chat over it to the point that The Rock couldn't even save it.
Yeah.
Even when it's bad, as long as it's memorable. 2020 with a tale of 2 Rumbles. Yeah. Brock Lesnar demolishing and Drew McIntyre shining.
Yeah.
We remember that.
Yeah.
You remember last year's?
No, I don't. Honestly, don't. I was really trying to think about that when I was watching because I was like, my mind kept going back to 2020. I was like, oh, yeah, there was a Rumble in 2021.
That was a Thunderdome.
Yeah, and I can't remember it. I don't remember it.
Edge entered number 1. Christian came out 20-something.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then Edge won.
Now, can I say one thing that I did actually like?
Go for it.
This is going to be a little controversial. A lot of people are going to disagree with me. I like Bad Bunny's showing. I like what he did. I really did. I still contend that he may be the best celebrity we've had showing up in the WWE, probably of all time.
Not sports related. McAfee's a former kicker. He's athletic.
Okay.
There's nothing in Bad Bunny's repertoire that says that he's supposed to be in there.
Yeah. So to me, he surpassed all the others that have ever been in there. Because I think he's actually trying to train, trying to learn the craft, trying to actually be relevant a little bit when he does show up.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
At the expense of a spot that could have been filled by Cesaro or Finn.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the spot that could have been filled by Cesaro or Finn, that was taken by Shane and or Brock. Bad Bunny, yes. Or the Jackass guy.
Knoxville did all right.
But he would just like all the
guests.
He
wasn't gonna last long.
All the guests in the women's rumble, they're for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I think Bad Bunny did a way better job and it was more relevant. And the Jackass, I groan when I hear the fucking Jackass people.
Book it right now. Bad Bunny wins the Rumble.
Ha! I don't think Bad Bunny should win the Rumble. Please don't get me wrong. But Bad Bunny wins the Rumble. Somehow, I don't know. I guess he goes up against Lashley or Brock or one of the two, and they're like, okay, fine. I'm going to train and train and train. And then they take him out like the week or the Raw after Elimination Chamber. The Raw after Elimination. Now, listen. Raw after Elimination Chamber, he's like, hey, I renounced my thing. I'm going to give it up. But I don't know who to give it up to. Scrap Daddy's like, cool. Let's have like a full way on Raw. Winner takes his thing. And Damian Priest wins it.
You were on the right track, just on the wrong train.
Okay.
Bad Bunny wins the Rumble. The next night, Vince McMahon. You think this is the end? You think that's the end?
Mm-hmm.
That's only the beginning. We're putting you in the chamber against
Okay.
5 other people.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Bad Bunny loses.
Yeah.
He pins one guy.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Brock. I don't care if it's Lashley. I don't care if it's CM fucking Punk. He pins one guy to show his worth, and he gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
You know how much promotion, cross promotion,
Yeah.
that money cannot buy, WWE gets from Bad Bunny's name being in the record books as a Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah.
No one ever said he had to main event WrestleMania. Remember this. You might have forgotten. WrestleMania 24. That Rumble before it, Cena won.
Okay.
He never cashed in at WrestleMania. He was so pissed, he cashed in at No Way Out against Orton.
Oh.
And that ended in shenanigans. And then Triple H was involved, and they made it a triple threat at Mania.
Okay.
Cena never used his Royal Rumble victory at Mania. So there isn't a cut and dry that Bad Bunny, just because he won it, has to go all the way.
There's precedent.
Vince won the Rumble. He didn't main event that WrestleMania. Steve Austin beat him at St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Right. And
So
took his spot.
But that publicity, fucking priceless.
Yeah. Now, okay, and this is why I said that this was going to be a controversial take, saying that I actually like Bad Bunny in there, because Daniel is saying exactly what I predicted people to say. Knoxville or Bunny didn't need to be in there. Waste of spots. It's the Royal Rumble. You have 30 guys. When half of your Rumble is fucking tag teams that have no chance of fucking winning, get rid of one of the tag teams and let us have somebody that's a celebrity, somebody that's a comedy,
What
or whatever.
kind of work?
It's not necessarily a waste of a spot when there's 29 others. It's a waste of a spot when you have Shane and Bunny and Knoxville and all the other fucking all the other Genettis of the tag teams, right?
Let's be upfront.
But it's taken up by like 10
I
10
love
spots.
I love Street Profits. Do you see Dawkins or Ford winning the Rumble at all this year?
No.
I'm a big fan of Ziggler and of Bobby Roode's past work in TNA and NXT. Do you realistically think Ziggler or Roode is booked to win a Rumble?
No.
So what value do those 4 examples have as opposed to Knoxville, Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Hell, to a closer extent, WWE opening the forbidden door to UFC and having Brock win it. What value does that have?
Yeah.
You know, Bad Bunny winning Royal Rumble will be on every news outlet on this planet.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And if he loses that chamber, they got their money's worth.
Now,
you still get a challenger that's viable.
I get what you're saying about the fucking media attention. I understand that. I still wouldn't have booked Bad Bunny to actually win. And this is where I'm going to agree with Daniel in the live chat. Daniel says,
the booking is so easy. Think about it.
No, I understand what you're saying. I just I disagree.
For a Bad Bunny to win the Rumble,
I get it.
There has to be a good Bunny. So the rivalry is there. Taker Kane, Bad Bunny, good Bunny. Come on.
Adam Rose comes back with the good Bunny. Yeah, okay. No, Daniel says for Bad Bunny to be in there at such a late time. Come on, guys. I kind of agree there. I thought he didn't need to be so close to the Final Four. However, Santino was a Final 2 one year. Everybody was losing their goddamn mind when Santino almost won and then got eliminated by Alberto Del Rio.
And if the booking's done right, was it that year or the next year? That motherfucker was still over. They put his ass in an elimination chamber for the title. Santino.
Yeah.
So if you book Bad Bunny right, it doesn't matter.
And the next year at the Rumble is when he got eliminated in record time. And then, I wasn't ready. Because people were like frothing at the mouth, waiting for Santino to get in. It's like, oh man, he almost won it last year. I bet he's going to win this year. You know, and then he didn't. It's going from year to year having riffs on yourself, which is exactly what they did with Ty Dillinger. Mm-hmm. Remember, everybody was clamoring for him to be number 10, and then he was number 10. And then the next year he was 10 again. And it was like, come on, you idiot. You know?
Yeah. I know that we're in a loud minority because obviously we're hosting a wrestling podcast.
I mean, you're loud.
I project. I had family, and I had people at work and customers at work that I didn't know were wrestling fans that were telling me about the Bad Bunny stuff. That you can't get. So when Bad Bunny is like probably in your top 5 matches of all of WrestleMania weekend with Damian Priest, that's earned a little clout.
Yeah.
So there is worth on a wrestling storyline for Bad Bunny to be in this match, whether he wins it or not. He had a right to be there.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking that away from him.
Again, if it's just one time out of all the other 30 competitors, you have 29 others to get it right. But when it's Bad Bunny and Knoxville and Shane and then all the other Janettis, no, it doesn't cut it.
The moment with Bunny and Brock face to face and Brock kind of like laughing.
Yeah.
I've made it. It's worth it.
It did. All right, enough Bad Bunny, because we're not here just talking
enough
about
Rumble.
That. Okay. But not enough of the pay-per-view.
Did your heart go aflutter when Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta?
Yes. My heart did flutter. I remember how I said that I was trying to keep that white flag from going up. I was trying to keep my erection, trying to keep up hope. The whole reason why.
It started well.
Hell yes, it started well.
Yeah.
That match right there, Seth versus Roman, was a Seth versus Roman match we needed 5 years ago. And I don't care that it wasn't 5 years ago because I enjoyed it that much. There was enough there that I was like, fuck yes, this is exactly what I needed. I love the story of it. I love the character that Seth was playing, where he was playing mind games and was dressed up in the Shield gear. And then was getting his ass whooped. But as he was getting his ass whooped, he was laughing because he was playing right into his hands. Like, it was cool. I liked it a lot. And you know what? Since we're doing this way again this year, where we're looking for each individual company's match of the year, I am willing right now. Seth versus Roman. Put your fucking fist in the middle. We're going to do the thumb. Is this going to be on the match of the year list for the WWE bracket? I'm dead serious.
You want this to
I'm dead serious.
Wow.
Put your hand.
Wow.
Put your hand. All right, on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It's all the way up. All the way up. It's all the way up. This so far, February the 10th is the match of the year. Yes, is the match of the year for WWE. On the WWE side, this is the match of the year.
Damn, I was going to say Lynch and Piper Niven, but I guess.
No, no, not Lynch and Piper Niven. That match
in the moment when the finish happened,
I
was like, "Damn, why did it have to end like that?" But then when I was seeing memes and stuff of how Seth ended the Shield and Roman doing it, I was like, "You know what?
Yeah,
I get it. I'll let it slide." But you know what broke my heart?
What?
That this match happened when it happened, and I'm not talking about this should have happened 5 years ago.
You mean at the top of the show?
No. Because you could have stretched this rivalry out to end at WrestleMania. It was this good that they're Seth, and the worst part is Seth's already in the fucking like Raw chamber match. Fuck Roman's title match. Fuck his belt. I'm already moving on to Raw. Like, what? You had him. This was fucking Joker playing Batman like a fucking fiddle.
Yeah.
And right when you're about to break Batman's back, you're going to just be like, nah, let Catwoman handle it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get Green Lantern over him.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
That's where because when we do match of the year, we break down all the minutia. We wipe off all the patina. We go into the everything. Yeah. And where do we go from this? Now, if you tell me that something comes up, whether it's from whether they're the architect of it or not, if something happens to where we bring this back around at SummerSlam, title or no title, just put an exclamation point on the whole fucking thing and have fucking Moxley in the audience just watching.
Oh, God.
Just watching it. This is the end. I'll come around. Okay. God damn, dude. It ended on such a high, and it feels like the best joke ever, and we never got to the punchline. You can't just you can't just end that match the way you ended that match and not run it back.
Okay, that's fair. Now that does remain to be seen. This could be a very valid thing that to argue about in January of 2023.
And I'm not, and
But
the reason,
as of right now, I think this is the best match that WWE's put on so far year to date.
which Arnold will pick last because it didn't have a finish.
True.
Even though it's got his boyfriend Seth.
And yes, and also keep in mind that I didn't watch anything else before or after this as far as WWE programming goes, but I think it was good enough to where that.
So this is the benchmark.
This is the benchmark. It could always get replaced because that's how we're doing it now.
Yeah.
Things could get replaced throughout the year from that same company. So
Daniel's out there. Daniel, does this belong in the list?
Rollins was on Raw 2 days later acting like, what ruthless chokeout?
He got choked out of his sense.
Yes.
I wanted to like Becky and Doudrop for what it was, but the 1-2 combination of A, the match being too fucking long,
Okay.
and B, nobody giving a fuck because the WrestleMania sign caught fire.
Yeah.
Was very distracting. Yeah. When you don't have their attention, when they're not looking at you, when I'm more curious at what they're looking at, the fans, than what's actually in the ring, that's a problem.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't mind seeing the dewdrops everywhere. There was a lot of like near misses when it came to wardrobe malfunctions that night, especially in the women's Rumble match.
Oh yeah.
But also in this match, we were about to see the dewdrops. And I wasn't mad, but yeah, it was close. But I don't think that the stakes were actually there. I didn't believe for 1 minute that Doudrop was actually going to win, being the champ going into Mania. Mm-hmm. The other two men's championship matches, I thought there was a potential that we would have
storyline.
Yeah, a title change. Seth could have won, and that would have freed up Roman to go on with Brock, and then Brock would have beat Lashley. So Brock versus Lashley is still for a title. Or excuse me, Brock versus Roman is still for a title. Mm-hmm. So both matches, I was like, something can happen where there's a title change. So I believed it. I never believed it with Becky versus Doudrop.
Would you have been less upset,
excuse me,
if the roles were reversed and Roman was number 30? And it took Roman 6 minutes just to get to the ring.
No. I don't think I'd be less upset. I think I'll still be just as upset because, again, the finish for the match didn't need to have anything to do with the feud of Roman versus Brock because that was already set in stone. That was set in stone at the end of that match. You didn't need to do anything else to set up Roman versus Brock. That match was set already.
Too much in one night.
Too much, yeah.
Is that it for the Rumble?
That's it.
All right. Have you ever met or known anyone that got fired from their job before their first day on the job?
No.
Unless there's an Arnold story you're about to tell me.
No.
That ninth time.
Yeah, that ninth time Arnold got fired. No, I've never met anybody that got fired before their first day.
Let me introduce you to the Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick.
Do you know what happened?
So apparently when he got signed, somebody did some research and found some stupid shit that he said online about like the Holocaust and it not being real or some shit. And that's when Tony Khan was like, whoa, what? And 9/11. Then it was like, sorry.
Conspiracy theories, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You buy an apology?
I didn't know he issued an apology, so I can't say whether or not I buy it because I didn't pay enough attention.
I'll make it easy. I don't.
Okay.
Cheaters only apologize when they get caught. As long as they don't get caught, they're going to keep cheating. I think because Brian Kendrick lost his job before he even started it. Mm-hmm. Which even then, if I want to take a couple steps back, when the fuck was Kendrick released from WWE? Wasn't he just thrown down the stairs by fucking Joey Gacy's kid on NXT 2.0 and wrestled Kendrick and beat the shit out of Kendrick? And then so I thought like he got fired on a Wednesday, and then by Friday AEW hired him, or Tuesday AEW hired him, and then Wednesday morning AEW's like, shit.
Yeah.
We're going to replace him because he had an opinion that nobody agrees with.
Yeah. I guess it'd be like that sometimes. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It kind of sucks. Yeah, like Daniel's saying, he had assorted other tinfoil hat, conspiracy theories. Yeah. So oopsie poopsie. Like, I don't have a strong opinion either way.
I'm gonna stir some shit.
All right, let's
Devil's
do it.
advocate.
Let's do it.
Devil's advocate.
I gotta get a Twix now. Devil's advocate.
At what point does having your own opinion, whether it's right or wrong, matter?
Let me unwrap this Twix.
Is it right or left?
It's a left Twix.
Oh shit! Are you right? Are you gonna eat it with your left?
I just stuck it in my mouth with my right.
Oh fuck! That's 7 years bad luck.
Oh yeah.
And you work for 2 wrestling promotions. Damn, you gonna break something.
Yep. That's what Brian Kendrick did. He ate.
Is that the 7 years?
A left Twix with his right hand.
What's the bigger conspiracy theory, that JFK, that those 2 people that shot JFK, or that he ate a left Twix with his right hand?
Yeah.
That was big on Dusty Rhodes. That can't talk.
This is all very subjective. Very, very subjective, right? If
I mean, AEW is not a publicly traded company.
that's true. But in the court of public opinion, and they're trying to get more eyeballs, it matters somewhat. Now,
You think they might have gotten more eyeballs with Kendrick against Moxley opening Dynamite, knowing that all this shit was out there and they still put his ass in the ring?
they would have got negative eyeballs. There would have been people who been like, fuck that, and not be happy with it, go away. And the reason why I say it is that it's very subjective is because the severity of the opinion and the not severity of who it is. Because I'm sure he was just going to come in as, granted, a name, but a name enhancement talent.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't going to win that match.
Nope. And it was to further Danielson and Moxley.
Yeah, there was no way in hell he was going to win that match.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But hey, look, yeah, so check it out. The Brian Kendrick, cool. But he was expendable already. And then you say something very conspiracy theory-ish that is such a hot button issue as the Holocaust. No, the juice is not worth the squeeze there. I'm sorry. But again, you want to look at like it being subjective. Look at fucking Jericho. Jericho is not as expendable because you've built a brand on Jericho. Jericho's did so much to further AEW. He's done a lot of things, and he's a Trump supporter. His wife may or may not have been at the Capitol on July 6th of 2021. We're not sure. She probably was, but we don't talk about Bruno. So, maybe.
Nobody talks about Bruno.
So maybe. So since there's that, we don't know, and he might be a little bigoted, but he's from Canada, so he's just being conservative, and that's it.
And I also donate to Trump, so I can't really call the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of, well, the opinion isn't that severe, and he's way more valuable on our TV. It's the exact reverse with Brian Kendrick. The opinion that he had is very severely bad.
If he was a stand-up comedian / part-time wrestler and he went the Daniel Tosh route and tried to find humor in the craziest shit. Still,
maybe, but he wasn't trying to find humor. That's the thing. This was his actual opinion. Yeah. So,
and at the end of the day, I think that's why I don't buy the apology in 2022 when he made it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he had remorse for what he said, he could have said it any number of years between now and when he said them.
Yeah.
To at least buy him a bit of clout. To be like, oh, he was an asshole in 2014, but he apologized in 2017, and he lately has not been as dumb.
Yeah.
Or as verbally diuretic as he was in 2014. I'll cut him a little slack. I'll let the leash go a little bit and see how far I'll let him go.
Yeah.
But if he apologized now,
when it kicked him right in the ass,
yeah,
it's a little suspect.
This isn't like the director from Suicide Squad who said some shit on Twitter years ago,
Yeah.
but also apologized about said shit
Years
years ago
ago.
on Twitter, and someone just dug it up because they wanted to throw some shade.
Yeah.
That's not it. So
Yeah.
for Brian to just now acknowledge that my opinion was not just wrong, is just awful.
Did he say that? Because like again, I said I never caught the apology.
I think he mentioned something like a couple of days ago, because it was obviously a big deal. Because Tony Khan was tweeting, yeah, we need to replace this guy. So we're going to find an adequate replacement for Moxley for tonight. Because remember, Tony Khan's on a fucking hair trigger. If he sees an opportunity to do something that'll get attention away from WWE, he'll pull the trigger even if there's somebody in front of the other end of the gun. He ain't pointing up. He ain't pointing down. He's just going like this.
Pow, pow, pow.
Oh, I got something. I got something. This will give me an invigorating.
Yeah.
So he was that trigger happy that he could have just like waited a bit.
Yeah.
Before he actually threw the guy on TV or actually make a decision, or vetted the guy to make sure that there isn't anything out there. So I'm not buying it, at least not right now. And I'm not about to rehash the conversation of how long is too long before anybody can come back, especially if, again, what is the Brian Kendrick on the landscape of professional wrestling?
He's the most expendable of expendables right now. He would have been relegated to jobber status, especially in AEW where it's very bloated. When you got guys like Kaz and Daniels relegated to jobber status, which I get it. Kaz and Daniels are now past their prime. Mm-hmm. I love Kaz and Daniels. Don't get me wrong. I'm not throwing shade, but they are. They're past their prime.
Oh yeah, they're no longer Optimus. They're Amazon.
They should be laying down for other guys. But when you still have them on
their context,
the context is wrestling, you asshole.
Yeah, that's what I used to call it too, and then I got the training order.
Ooh. I forgot where I was going with this.
Fucking jobber status.
Yeah, jobber status. Yeah, they were going to be jobber status. So, like, Brian Kendrick is a name, but he's a name jobber.
Yeah.
Basically. Like, I don't think he was going to win the AEW World title. I don't think he was going to win the TNT title.
He's bringing back the Cruiserweight strap for this fool.
And I doubt they would get London. And even if they did get London, it's not like London and Kendrick are going to win the tag titles in AEW either. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they would be good. He would be a good hand to boost up the win-loss record for other guys, much like how Kaz is doing now. Mm-hmm. So he's expendable. Let him go to fucking Impact or whatever becomes of ROH or GCW or whatever the fuck else comes along.
Expendability.
Yeah.
Do you have any knowledge or a take whatsoever on the Joe Rogan Rock stuff?
No, and the main reason why is because I don't really know what the fuck's going on. I don't really listen to Joe Rogan. All I know is that there was a lot of people saying that people that are no names are pulling their shit off of Spotify to protest Joe Rogan, and I'm like, makes sense. Joe Rogan says a lot of dumb shit. I bet he said something dumb now again. I don't know what the particular dumb shittery that he said this time is, but I'm sure it's something dumb.
Dropping the N-word with The Rock on the episode or something like that. I forget. He's been dropping it a lot lately.
Okay.
And I've been getting some trouble. On top of anti-vaccine, ivermectin, COVID stuff, conspiracy stuff, Rogan stuff, I guess.
I mean,
I liked him as a commentator for UFC. I have not once listened to his podcast. I have not once paid to listen to him do stand-up.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched him on television doing the old sitcoms when he was doing sitcoms back in the day.
Yeah.
So
I've always thought, again, I'm not been a fan of Joe Rogan. I never went to go seek out his stuff. Mm-hmm. But from what I understand, I've always been like, he's the fool that will always be, devil's advocate. And he will listen to all sides of the story.
I agree with you, but
he'll promote all sides of the story. And he just wanted to be provocative to make people think. And I don't know if he was or is not somebody that necessarily believed all the crazy shit that he would allow people to come on his show and talk about.
The youngins need a Howard Stern for their generation. Yeah. I think I can fill that gap.
Well, I know. I think it's more like the youngins needed a Unsolved Mysteries for their generation, because that's what I think he does. I mean, I could be way off the mark here, but
I would rather have Robert Stack.
Right. But I think it's that like, whoa, you think aliens are real? Bro, tell me about it. Why do you think aliens are real? You know, like I think that's what his show is.
The only part that I found entertaining was I didn't even hear the episode, but him and Elon Musk are talking Hyperloop while they're all both getting high on camera and talking out.
Yeah.
That's what got my attention. I was like, oh, so he's doing the podcast. Okay. But I never really did much to seek any of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So he's in trouble for using the N-word. And The Rock was on the show at the same time.
The Rock was trying to like back him up and trying to take Joe Rogan's side. And so then when The Rock was privy to the videos of Joe Rogan dropping the N-word, The Rock kind of walked it back a little bit.
Okay.
And thanked the internet for being taught a lesson on what Joe Rogan is.
Okay.
But
whatever.
Okay, let's lighten the mood a little bit.
Okay.
How much is too much for AEW? We got Jay White and Keith Lee last night.
Okay.
At what point do you say stop?
So Daniel in the live chat says, I'm glad you acknowledge AEW's roster is bloated. I bring that up in other places and get mass attacked.
I didn't even look at the screen when he said that. So I didn't know he said that.
I had already seen that screen. So when you brought it up, I was like, oh, okay. Yes, I do think that AEW, their roster is bloated. And I don't think it's over bloated yet. But man, they're really flirting that line. Because when you have guys like Superbad, Kip Sabian, and you have guys like the Varsity Boys. What are they called?
Varsity Blondes.
The Varsity Blondes. Yeah. When you have guys like that were like AEW originals, fucking Sonny Kiss and Bad Boy Joey Janela, AEW originals, they're nowhere to be seen on the card. That kind of sucks.
They're nowhere to be seen on television. They're taking up real estate every week on the YouTube.
That's true. You're right. For example, on Dark, Anthony Ogogo was on Dark, and I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot about that guy. Wait, he wasn't a part-timer gimmick thing? No, he's actually trying to make a go of wrestling?
He was injured. So
yeah.
He was off for a while.
I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But it's like, yeah, there is a lot of, I don't want to say dead weight. There's just a lot of active weight on that roster that something's got to happen. Cuts need to come through. Miro, where the fuck has Miro been for the last month and a half? We haven't seen him. And it sucks because all these guys I want to see. And I'm excited when we get debuts like we got last night, which there was 3 debuts, not 2, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. We're going to drop the Houston and Houston Wrestling Radio.
Yes, we are. We definitely are tonight. But yeah, I get excited for it. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, Ma, I got too many G.I. Joes in my toy chest. And when Mom comes to clean them out and throw them away, you're going to be like, no, Mom, I still like Duke, and play with them. He has
you have disappointed Travis severely. Of course, you're struggling to find a G.I. Joe name, and you come up with the only guy anyone would recognize.
Well, Snake Eyes you would recognize, but I was thinking somebody that like you wouldn't actively always play with, right? Duke was like one of the first ones that you probably threw in the thing, one of the first ones you got that you threw in the toy chest, and it's like, he's missing a leg. The little crotch piece is broken off already. He
don't look like Channing Tatum no more.
Right, yeah.
You tell your mother if she throws away Snake Eyes, I'm aiming for the jugular.
Exactly. Like, you ain't touching my Snake Eyes.
Don't touch Snake Eyes, don't touch Slaughter.
But when you're not looking, when you're at school, your mom cleans up este pinche Duke, and she throws it away. And you're none the wiser because you're a dumb little kid and you forgot that you had Duke somewhere and then it wasn't there anymore. And then you're fucking 32 going through your old G.I. Joe collection like, didn't I have a Duke? That'd get me like 40 bucks. Yeah, so that's what needs to happen to AEW. Somebody needs to quietly do a bunch of releases and culling, and it's going to suck for the guys that were originals that aren't the big name stars, like all the people I just mentioned, Kaz, Daniels, the Go-Go's of the world.
This isn't a slight to Daniel because there's a lot of people that are in his shoes, and at one point I was one of them.
Okay.
We're fucking hypocrites, man. Don't you fucking get it? We don't want everyone in AEW because AEW is too stacked and there's so many people waiting in line. But did you bother to see Keith Lee and the Pretty Boy Killers in Ring of Honor when they were still around?
I mean, I did.
Were there enough people? Because I'm tuning on the clicker right now. Ring of Honor doesn't really have any live shows. Or
That's true.
they're not a brand.
No.
Impact was fucking awesome, dude. Broken
Yeah.
Matt. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
you didn't watch Broken Matt on Impact?
No,
But now you're mad that Broken Matt left WWE after the thing with Bray and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's that fucking conundrum wrestling fans have. You stuff one promotion with too many people, you're gonna hate that promotion eventually because they're gonna have people that you like that aren't getting pushed above other people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, doesn't that sound exactly what was the problem with WWE?
Yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna.
This is that same problem with WCW.
So let's spread them out. We'll move them to Impact. Oh wait, you're not watching Impact. No. Oh, los mojados, los pendejos. Lo vamos a mover a AAA, güey. Triple Mania in April. Oh wait.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna watch.
You're not gonna watch
Triple Mania, huh? You're not gonna. No.
They go to Japan.
Oh shit! They're gonna bring back Ring of Honor for the 5th time. Oh wait, why did they have to close 4 times?
It's gonna come back more times than fucking Futurama.
So what? So where do we give?
Yeah.
Where do we give? You know? Oh man. Why is WWE using all these former WCW guys? WCW had Stone Cold Steve Austin. No, they didn't. They had
Stunning Steve Austin.
Yeah. Oh man, fucking WCW had Triple H, man. Why Triple H couldn't beat the shit out of Goldberg?
He was terrorizing.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, but Mankind.
And
Dude
Cactus
Love.
Jack?
And Cactus Dude Love.
No, it's Cactus Jack.
Wasn't Mankind in WCW?
No, it's Cactus Jack.
Oh, fuck. So I mean, what the
All right.
It's hard because AEW is like the fucking like Fogo de Chao right now.
Yeah.
Every skewer's got prime fucking meat.
Yeah.
For all kinds of flavors. You got Adam Cole.
Baby.
You still got Kenny Omega. You got Bryan Danielson. You got CM Punk. You got Hangman, whose story is being coveted above everyone else's popularity. Right? It'd be so easy for Tony Khan to be like, oh shit, CM Punk, here's a belt.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Bryan Danielson, here's a belt.
Yeah.
It's easy. That's so easy. Because he dropped all that money to get him.
Yeah.
But who's the AEW champ right now?
Hangman.
WWE guy?
No.
Who's the women's champ right now? The world women's champion.
Jade Cargill.
The world women's champion.
Oh, Britt Baker, DMD.
That's NXT dude, right?
I mean, she was kind of an NXT chick, but I mean, not really. She didn't really get her fame in NXT.
TBS champ, WWE guy, right?
No, Sammy Guevara. You mean TNT?
No, I said TBS.
Oh, TBS. Oh, TBS. Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
No, that's
not dude. WWE. Oh no, that fucking NXT 2.0 is the TNT champ, right?
No.
So how is it that they're pushing fucking WWE guys?
They're not. I mean, they kind of are, but they're not. I don't know. It's a conundrum, right? But I will say this. I'm enjoying the fuck out of what I'm actually seeing. Okay? At the end of the day, that's all that matters. What's in Apple Jacks? I don't know. Well, why do you eat them? We eat what we like, bitch. Shut up. Get out of my face. Let me eat my fucking Apple Jacks.
If you ever win the lottery, invest some money in a bukkake with a dozen Hooters girls. And at some point, even you are going to be tired as fuck. At some point, you're going to say, like Daniel, it's enough, bruh. Do you want 3-hour dynamites?
No.
You want 6-hour darks
No.
and 4-hour lights?
No.
But I'm gonna ride that wave right now, though.
Damn it. Okay, Daniel, come on. Daniel says, but he's booking Paige like a garbage champ. Khan's a dweeb and thinks he knows more about wrestling than he actually does.
What's the alternative? What did Vince do with Keith Lee?
Hold on. Let me make this point.
And I'm not bashing.
Shut up for a second. You're a fucking dweeb that thinks you know more about wrestling than you actually do. I'm a fucking dweeb that thinks he knows more about wrestling than I actually do. Daniel, you're a fucking dweeb that thinks you know more about wrestling than you actually do. We're all fucking dweebs. And you know what? You and I both fucking sit here every couple of weeks saying this is what we would do if we had a company. And we think they're great ideas. Daniel, you sit there on the other end of the fucking camera with your little live tweet shit and you say, this is what would be better. And this is a good opinion if I was in charge. You're a fucking dweeb. And you know what? Tony Khan is a fucking dweeb. So he's one of us. That's the thing. He's a fucking dweeb who doesn't know shit about wrestling, who knows everything about wrestling just like us. And he's booking it the way that people like us will actually fucking like. So yeah, he's a dweeb. So look at me. Look at me. I'm almost 40. I'm going bald. I have long hair like I don't fucking go bald. I don't fucking shave. And I have fucking titties up to here. Yeah. You think I'm not a dweeb? Bro, I'm a dweeb just as much as you are, just as much as Tony Khan is. The only difference between us is that when my mom and dad were taking me out to eat, they were taking me to McDonald's. When his mom and dad were taking him out to eat, they were taking him to fucking 5-star restaurants and shoving a silver spoon in his goddamn mouth, and he was eating foie gras. That's the difference. That's the difference between Tony Khan and guys like us. He has the money to do what we want to do. So get out of here with that bullshit of, oh, he's just a dweeb. Bitch, if you had the money, you'd be doing the exact same thing he's doing right now.
Well, technically, if I had all that money first, I would do the bukkake with the Hooters girls. Then I would buy the Texans, and all of y'all would talk shit until I took y'all motherfuckers to the Super Bowl. Then I'd have another bukkake with all y'all people making it up to me because I bought the Texans and y'all talk shit. And then I'd buddy up with Tony Khan and put some money in AEW, because you can look at the head side of the coin and say that Adam Page is being booked as a hardcore loser. Yeah. But I'm looking at the tail side of the coin saying, fuck. Hangman had 2 5-star wrestling classics with Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
And then he went from this side all the way over there and took up like 6 tampons worth of blood, bounced off of 4 different things, and still beat Lance Archer in a fucking Texas death match that didn't even happen in Texas.
They just needed to call it a death match.
He is what you would call adaptable. You put him in a match, he gonna win it. It doesn't matter if he can. He can out wrestle you. He can out hardcore you. Yeah. He can out promo you. He can out ride you. Yeah. He can out smart car you. Everything. This is our champ.
Yeah. You know what? I liked the match from last night. Now, I'm a little disappointed Arnold wasn't on the show tonight, because I would have enjoyed getting his take on this, because we all know Arnold does not like gruesome matches.
Can we pause this real quick? Because I still don't think we answered the immediate question.
What's the immediate question?
At what point do you say stop?
Right. Yes.
I know we got caught up in
we got caught up in a lot of
I just want to tie that bow, because I think that hasn't been answered yet. And I kind of am curious to figure out what the answer would actually be.
Yeah. Daniel says you're acting like a minstrel old woman right now.
Which one? We both have our hair down.
I think he meant me when I called him
that sounds like a challenge.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Some of us have integrity and are in the mindset that because you have the money to do something means that you should, or thinking the 2 by default means that you're good at it.
I'm not saying that because he has the money, that means that he's good at it. I'm saying that he is a wrestling fan. He's been a lifelong wrestling fan. And he also happens to have the money. Is there shit that he's going to do that's wrong? Yes. Is there stuff that we're not going to agree with? Yes. And the problem that we're trying to debate right now that we haven't really got to because we keep getting sidetracked is the problem of the roster being overbooked. But like the whole thing about, oh, well, he's just a dweeb, and just because he has money doesn't mean that he's going to make right decisions. He's made a hell of a lot of right decisions. He has. Now
there's some wrong ones too.
There has been some wrong ones.
I'm not gonna deny
There's been some wrong ones. The other fucking death match that was fucking terrible, and the fucking Jericho falling onto the fucking crash pad, that was terrible. The orange mimosa match, that was bad. You know, like there was plenty of shit that he's done that's been bad, right? But Anyway, answer the question. The debate at hand. What we're actually trying to get to the heart of the matter is whether or not it's already too much. When is too much too much? And I don't know the answer to that question yet. We're close. We're very close. And I think that once mom throws away the Duke and you realize, not 32 years later, you realize the next day Duke is gone and you're upset about it. You're pissed off about it. That's when too much is too much. So what I mean is this. The minute you realize that you lost something with Kip Sabian, you lost something with Sonny Kiss, you lost something with Joey Janela because they went to NXT or they went to GCW or they went to wherever, Impact, and now all of a sudden they're the Stone Cold, whereas in AEW they were Stunning Steve. Oh, fuck. You done fucked up. Now, that hasn't happened yet. We haven't had mass releases yet. We just have people that are buried at the bottom of the roster, buried on AEW Dark and Elevation and all that. So we're not there yet, but we're at the cusp of it. In the meantime, I'm enjoying that my mom and dad came home with a new Roadblock still in its packaging, and I tore it open, and I'm like, ooh, I got Roadblock. You know, I'm excited. And by Roadblock, I mean Keith Lee. Yes, because they're black. So he's not there yet, but we've been saying it that, ooh, man, you need to be careful. And I think there has been some care, a little bit of care. And the reason why is because we haven't seen The Fiend. We haven't seen Braun Strowman. Titan, whatever. We haven't seen a bunch of people that could have been signed that haven't gotten signed yet. So that tells me that there has been a little bit of restraint. A little bit. You want to focus on the people that they do sign and be, oh my God, they get everybody from WWE. Well, no, it hasn't been everybody. It's been like 5 signings recently. 5?
Jay Lethal's from Ring of Honor.
And New Japan. So
Jay White's from New Japan, yeah.
Yeah. So
technically he's still in a New Japan contract. He's just
technically
double dipping.
That one was the Forbidden Door one.
Yep, it was.
Technically, Jay White was the Forbidden Door.
And that it's steps like that I think are going to bear the most fruit.
Yeah.
Because they even mentioned it. I think they mentioned it on there. Jay White and Omega don't get along.
You're right.
There's still that Bullet Club beef.
Yeah.
And if Cole's the one that brought him in, we're teasing Cole and Red Dragon against the elite. And that's going to bear fruit.
And I loved what he said. It's like, I know that we're elite now, but when you're Bullet Club for life. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't remember anybody saying explicitly on AEW television the words Bullet Club.
They did.
Is that
when Kenta showed up?
Yeah,
when Kenta showed up because he was doing the feud with Moxley for the New Japan title, and they were putting over the New Japan show.
Oh, but he was a Bullet Club member. He said they're Bullet Club from New Japan, and that was the announcers. Mm-hmm. I mean, the actual characters themselves bringing it up.
Oh, well, they did the whole fucking two switch thing.
That's different than saying we are a Bullet Club. Okay. See where I'm getting at?
Gotcha.
Okay. So I don't know. I like
it. To answer my question and Daniel's worry.
Yes.
I joked about it earlier, but I think as much as I like AEW, there's limits. I don't want to see a 3-hour Dynamite.
No, I agree.
Every week.
I agree.
Because we've had over a decade of 3-hour Raw, and we're not up there running for fucking 3 hours of Raw.
No.
You know? To the point where if you're going to make all these YouTube shows, fuck it. I'd get rid of Rampage and I would replace it with Being the Elite. There's a lot more character development in that show by not being a wrestling show than actually having more wrestling.
Ironically enough, yes.
And if you're going to get the overload of wrestling on Monday and Tuesday on your YouTube show, which for the most part, other than records, they're not really dragging storylines from Dark and Elevation. So as much as I don't want to say this because I'm a fan of the product, AEW has missable programming.
No, they do. Dark and Elevation are missable.
Yeah. And if you're taping Rampage
sometimes Rampage is
if you're
visible.
taping Rampage after Dynamite on Wednesdays, if instead of having Rampage live on its own and with the unpredictability and the ratings are what they are, fuck it. I'm sure more people, I know it's a risk, but if you take Being the Elite off of YouTube to where the only way you see it is on Friday night on TBS, you'd get more people watching that. You'd get more character development.
I think
the only problem is
taken away though, man, because a lot of it is stuff that you're not actually supposed to be watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not supposed to be watching it. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And if you put it on the telly, and like, dude, whenever you're watching Being the Elite, you have to keep your fucking trigger finger on that volume button because they speak like this. You can't hear anything because the audio quality is bad. And then somebody else is recording in the next clip, and it's really loud like this. So you have to, oh fuck, I need to lower that volume.
But if their wink, wink audience is their audience, if you're already making it clear, you're not trying to get casuals, you're trying to keep your core audience and grow your core audience, then I would think that's what you put on. For me, it's straightforward. 3-hour Dynamites, I think that's where it's going to be like, it's a no for me, dog.
No, I agree. Yeah, 3-hour Dynamite.
Up until now,
for me, it's like if I wind up missing somebody and then they go to another promotion and then they thrive and shine. Because right now, AEW is a promotion where they bring in people that were the land of misfit toys where they can thrive and shine in AEW.
Yeah.
All that being said, we're ready to actually talk about the debuts, like more in depth. Are you happy, sad? Are you satisfied with the people that showed up? Are you not?
This is going to, I'm going to have to explain this part because it's going to sound a little weird.
Okay.
I'm sad for Keith Lee.
Why?
Because what I got last night, and again, this isn't a slight to AEW. It's my favorite promotion right now. Nobody grew up in the last 20 or 30 years saying, I want a main event all out. Oh, no.
Right. They all said, I want a main event WrestleMania. You're right.
There aren't many times where you say, they fucked up with that guy?
Yeah.
If Keith Lee showed up on the very first night of Raw, the way he showed up on AEW Rampage, he'd be a Black World Champion right now on Raw in less than a year. And it was less than a fucking year that he debuted on Raw.
Yeah.
You fucked that up? If AEW's cool, Keith Lee main eventing WrestleMania, winning a Rumble, behind the machine, the factory, the propaganda, the merch, the hooking the kids to want to grow up to be like a Keith Lee. Not like us wrestling fans that have, like you and I have already hung out with Keith Lee and interviewed Keith Lee.
Yeah.
But he's establishing the present.
Yeah.
In WWE, he would have established a legacy, a future, generations to come.
Yeah.
Of Black kids and people of color that want to be in the business, not the sport, in WWE, the business of sports entertainment, because of fucking Keith Lee told me that there's no fucking limits.
Yeah.
It's sad as fuck that it took a dweeb like Tony Khan in one fucking night to show us what Triple H has showed us for 2 years, how it's fucking done.
That Vince refused to show you.
Yeah.
So I feel you on that. I do. But I also can't help but just smile.
Of course.
Because I feel like
that's a given.
I feel like right now, I get it. Kids never grew up and said, I want a main event all out. That's a very valid point, right? Keith Lee never grew up saying, I want a main event all out. Hell, when we were still interacting with him here in Texas, when he was in the fucking VFW, where I was sitting next to Brennan, I brought Brennan fucking Mace to the show, and Brennan and Keith Lee, well, me sitting right next to the dude, were jaw-jacking with each other from, in the ring from the front row. Damn, that was so fucking cool. At that point in time, Keith Lee's goal was main event WrestleMania. It was never the main event AEW.
Yeah.
But times have changed.
They're
changing. Right now, the best place for a guy like Keith Lee isn't the remnants of Ring of Honor. It isn't Impact. It isn't even Japan. It is AEW because it is the hottest thing. And I know there's plenty of people that will poo-poo AEW and say whatever, that they want to say. But will you get more eyeballs on you at WrestleMania? Fuck yes, you will. Still, that's always going to be the goal. But you can be a part of something really, really big and make a lot of money and be very, very loved at Starrcade. Oops, I mean All Out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Sting made a motherfucking career not wrestling for Vince. Sting made it into the WWE Hall of Fame not wrestling for Vince. Sting was
literally the best of the rest.
Yes. And you can even go as far as saying even Flair. Same thing with Flair. Now, Flair did adopt Vince a little bit sooner than Sting did, but Flair and Sting were just as much household names as Hogan and Macho. So can it be done in AEW? It can. Now, there's got to be a lot of what ifs. We're barely on year 2 of this fucking AEW experiment. Year 3. What happens once we're at year 10, right? Is AEW going to be as revered as WCW?
Is All Out going to be at Soldier Field in Chicago as opposed to the United Center?
Yeah. AEW will eventually get its WrestleMania. That's what Daniel says.
Probably will. I don't know.
I would venture to bet that they could sell out Soldier Field this year with who they got.
Okay. Yeah.
One night, not water it down over a whole weekend.
Yeah.
One night, they could sell out Soldier Field.
Yeah. So I'm happy for Keith Lee because not only does he have that audience there in AEW, it might not be WrestleMania, it might not be as many eyeballs.
What's up, Arnold?
Arnold's in the. What's up, Arnold?
Chin up, baby boy.
Oh shit, that wasn't Daniel that said that. That was Arnold. Daniel hasn't said anything until I went on that tirade.
I wonder if I pissed off Daniel.
Yeah, Arnold just said Daniel did not say
We
that.
upgraded to an Arnold.
Yes, we did.
Daniel, I'm sorry, baby. I love you. I don't mean all those bad things I said about you. You just pissed me off, baby. You know what happens when you piss me off? Daddy gets mad.
Hard times, Daddy.
Daddy gets
Hard
mad.
times is when you don't agree with my opinion. And
Yeah.
you go off on the internet and say all this stupid shit.
Yeah,
Just to have people look at me like it's my fault I'm your friend.
Yeah. But what Keith Lee could do in AEW now is what he was trying to do in NXT before the 2.0. What he could do is be himself, be creative, be inventive, and reinvent the fucking wheel, which is exactly what you need to do to stand out in wrestling. I said it a few times before here, that one thing that I learned that stuck with me doing the indie scene here in Houston is that Tugboat Taylor taught his students that to be successful in wrestling, you have to be one or two things. You either got to be better or you got to be different.
Yeah.
And Keith Lee can be both. And he can be both in AEW. He couldn't be both in WWE. He couldn't be different. They were trying to change him. They were trying to make him conform. And by doing so, he wasn't going to be any better than any other big man in WWE. In AEW, he could be better than any other big man. And he could be different.
How about your best
Read
friend?
my first comment. All right, Arnold.
How about your best friend, Jay White?
We have to accept that AEW is where wrestlers go to wrestle, and WWE is where people go to become sports entertainers and future Hollywood stars.
AEW's Broadway and WWE's Hollywood.
All right, so
I agree.
Yeah.
Jay White.
So I if you haven't been watching AEW, or excuse me, HWR, my bad. If you haven't been watching HWR for a long time, you may not know my history with Jay White.
It's rough, baby.
My history with Jay White is that I hated Jay White. I thought he was bland, vanilla, boring. Why the fuck is this guy in the Bullet Club? Wait, why the fuck is this guy the leader of the Bullet Club now? Club is
why is he world champ?
Why is he world champ? Bullet Club is dead because of Jay fucking boring ass Randy Blorton White. Fuck Jay White. Fuck this guy.
5 minutes later.
Oh my God, Jay White is awesome. I actually watched a match that won me over.
With Ibushi.
Ibushi, him versus Ibushi was great. The heel work he was doing was great. He greatly improved in that 1 year time when I first watched him. Maybe it's a year and a half that I first watched him, and he was kind of bleh. And that's the Switchblade. I get it now. I fucking love him, and I've been fiending for some Jay White. And yeah, and then he showed up on AEW. Cool. Ooh, this is interesting with the Bucks and Cole. Yeah, there's gonna
not
be
all
tensions.
receptive.
Yeah, are we stirring the pot a little bit more with the Elite? I like it. I very, very, very much so like it because it's interesting.
Yeah, it's different. I think, like I said, I love Keith Lee, but I think with their story already built in, where we're gonna get a bigger payoff with Jay White being at the brand than Keith Lee right now. But they're starting to make put Keith Lee with something.
The fuck? Arnold said, so Kay Lee Ray grew a beard and debuted on AEW last night?
What?
That's Serena D, fool.
Oh,
I don't even know what he's talking about.
I think he's talking about Jay White. I mean, I don't think he looks like Kay Lee Ray. I mean, maybe?
Oh, man. Give me some good shit from the last 2 weeks.
What do you mean?
We've already voted Roman Reigns. Oh, Arnold, by the way, you showed up late to the party. He persuaded me to put Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins from the Royal Rumble on our match of the year list. So let us know what you think about that.
Yes.
Besides that,
Yes.
what was other good shit that happened in the last couple of weeks?
I thoroughly enjoyed Punk versus MJF.
Oh my God. When people ask us why we're such AEW
Arnold
fans,
said agreed. Thank you, Arnold.
when they say, why are we such AEW fans? Is this like the third week in a row that we're going to have a match of the year candidate from AEW? We just put fucking Danielson and Hangman, and then we replaced that with something else. I need to look in the list. But we've already had a match of the week candidate that lasted like 2 weeks. And then AEW just threw us another one. Because there was oh my God, there was so much psychology and storytelling and throwbacks.
Arnold says Punk versus AGM. MJF was good, just slightly too long. Something I never said. Well, neither has my wife. He said it was slightly too long.
We had Paige versus Bryan 2.
That's right.
It got beat by the fucking Spot Fest ladder match, Cody and Sammy.
That's right.
And now it has a possibility of getting dethroned by MJF CM Punk. Dude, did you notice MJF's attire?
Yeah, he was with Yankees attire in Chicago. That was funny.
It wasn't because the Yankees in Chicago. It's because that was the outfit that CM Punk wore, the pinstripes, when he first fought Cena.
Yeah.
And the Second City Saint had to be beat twice in his hometown. I reckon that throw out the possibility of throwing, and I'm not being a smartass when I say this, either of CM Punk versus MJF's matches from last week's Dynamite on our match of the year list. There were 2 of them.
Hold on, Arnold. I kind of agree with you that it may have been a little bit too long, but I'm willing to forgive it because if you look at it as one whole cohesive thing, then it kind of makes sense with the story of it, that it was not one match, but really 2 put together. Now I could be convinced. If we were to put our
did the bell ring when MJF choked out Cole?
No, I get it. It's 2 matches, but if you look at it as a unit, like I need to be sweet talked. I need to be convinced because I was thinking at the end of it, this might be something that's match of the year, but there's technicalities to that, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
You played this card before.
Yeah,
you were not.
I have.
You weren't gonna vote Cena versus Danielson as match of the year candidate.
Yeah.
If we hadn't added the caveat at the end where Orton cashed in the money immediately after that.
Yeah, it ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Now, I thought maybe the restart would ruin it for me on this, but then it was like a whole ass match. And I thought Punk was just gonna win. And then Punk didn't win. And then I was like, wait a second, what? And then on Dynamite, it all made sense. Because now, MJF, I beat CM Punk in Chicago twice. And one of my most favorite things before we started the show, right? Before 10 years ago, one of my most favorite wrestling moments is when Chris Jericho won the Undisputed Championship and won against both The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the same night. And he harped on that for goddamn 5 years. He still say that. I beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night. This is MJF's moment to do that. I beat CM Punk in Chicago twice.
He's better than the best in the world.
And
you know it.
And again, it makes me like, how do I judge that thumb? Because if we had done this show immediately after and not waited 2 or 3 weeks, I probably would have been a no.
I would have been the one saying I'm voting for one of the two.
A reluctant no. But now after that promo, I'm like, this has already got historical significance. Holy shit. And now I want to be up.
So here's the question. Does either the first half or the second half or both halves together, either of those three better than Cody versus Sammy? That's our new conundrum, because we can't have 19 AEW matches on our fucking match of the year list.
That's so hard.
There can be only one.
I think that the only real reason why I'm feeling this way is because of the significance, the story coming out of it. Not necessarily what happened between the bells and then again between the bells. I think it was a good match in between the bells. So the match might be like a 9, whereas the story coming out of it is an 11. But maybe the Cody thing, story coming out of it remains to be seen. We're not sure. It was for a title change. That's important. So maybe that's at a 9. Maybe that's at a 10. But the wrestling itself in between the bells, that's an 11. So how do you compare those apples and oranges? I'm not sure. Right now, you've not convinced me. Arnold, have you convinced me? Arnold says Cody versus Sammy had less storyline significance. So, yes, it's better. So you're saying that the Punk MJF is better?
Which half?
But see, Arnold,
or everything.
Arnold also says Moxley versus Jimmy Wang Yang was better. What does he mean by Jimmy? Who did Moxley fight?
I don't know.
Punk versus MJF is better. Okay.
If we're fucking putting 45 minutes of a main event from Dynamite on the match of our year list, I don't know if I can do it
for this match.
Yeah,
you don't know if you can.
If I can do it for this match,
Arnold, you're on the live chat. Yay or nay on this match? We can
come back to this. We got time.
Just straight up, does this match replace Cody versus Sammy? Tell me straight up, does this match replace Cody versus Sammy?
We'll go detour real quick since we're on the conversation. I want more AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio.
What? Okay, yeah. All right.
That was fucking fun, dude. They main evented Raw for a spot in the Elimination Chamber.
Arnold says nay.
Okay, I'm nay also.
You're nay? I'm like, I want to be yay, but no. Okay. Damn it!
AJ and Ray was fucking fun, dude.
Okay.
I want more of that.
Okay.
More of that. I did challenge both of you guys or the whole group, whoever was going to end up showing tonight.
Fucking Hector.
Whoever was going to show up tonight.
Disappears on us, man.
Did you watch NXT last night?
No, I did not.
I know you
No.
Today?
No, I've not watched any NXT. I'm sorry. I know that you asked me to, but 1, I completely forgot. And 2, I'm back to not watching anything WWE related.
And to be fair, the first hour live I missed because it's on Sci-Fi and all the streaming sites had fucking USA, so they were all streaming the Olympics on wrestling sites. By the time they figured out the kerfuffle, I caught it right where fucking Ziggler showed up.
Okay.
In between the promo for fucking Braun Breaker and Santos Escobar.
Okay.
Which, another detour, 3 rights make a left. That's going to be Vince McMahon's next big thing right there. And I'm not talking about Braun Breaker. I can say it because I'm this color. McMahon's wanted a Mexican that could speak English on top for a long ass time.
Okay.
Ray was about a foot short.
Yeah.
Guerrero was about one good heart short. Del Rio was about 2 arrests over.
Yeah.
King Cuerno, Santos Escobar,
Yeah.
after his promo last on Tuesday,
Yeah.
Vince is going to be all over that.
Really?
And I would hope that he keeps Legado as a fucking group and not sell off the parts like fucking
You
Hit Row.
say this, but look at Andrade.
Andrade's English ain't there.
Is it-
Even now,
Okay.
even now, Andrade's English ain't there on AEW. You're still struggling. The
Okay,
fucking closed
okay,
caption's not
okay.
picking up what Andrade's saying, so that's an issue.
Okay.
You can audibly and
I mean,
clearly
his whole
hear
storyline
Santos.
is that he doesn't understand that, fucking Darby Allin doesn't work for Sting, and you could say that that's because of a fucking language barrier. I get it. Okay.
Escobar, he's a guy that you could take into Mexico and he'll sell tickets. You send him to the Southern Belt, he'll sell tickets. You send him to the North, bragging about how he's from the South, and people will pay to see him get his ass beat.
Okay.
Escobar might be the thing that McMahon will covet, maybe a little more than second generation Steiner. Last night's that Tuesday's episode of NXT had another match of the week candidate.
Yeah.
Semifinal match for the Dusty Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know if it's the booking if it was the booking between Diamond Mine and Imperium, but all of a sudden that audience is going banana for fucking the Creed brothers.
Okay.
It's almost like the second coming of Haas and Benjamin. It's fucking good.
All right.
And Roddy ringside replacing Heichiman, the Japanese guy, cheering on his group like he's the leader of the group, and he's there backing him up.
Okay.
And grizzled young veterans. They were dude. That match was fucking really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it wasn't, I hate to be that guy. If it wasn't, if that match was the finals, I'd probably put it on our list of match of the year.
Oh wow.
It was that good. You guys retroactively, just for shits and giggles. If you don't like what's on WWE Raw or SmackDown, 20 minutes. Go on the cock.
Okay.
Pull up. This is the opening match. Fucking Grizzly Young GYV and Creed Brothers. Fucking fire, dude. It
Okay.
was really good. And that crowd was wanting fucking Diamond Mine to win it and lost their collective shit when Diamond Mine won it. So it's Diamond Mine against MSK in the finals of the Men's Dusty Cup for the cup and title shot at the tag champs, which are Imperium.
Okay.
So Creed Brothers against Imperium, Mat Wrestling against that European strong styles.
Yeah.
Be fucking good.
All right.
And MSK and Imperium,
All right.
It's like another classic game of pachinko. That works.
Pachinko.
And of course, MJF and Punk's also on Match of the Week's list. But damn, out of all that, I can't believe we put fucking Roman and Seth on.
I mean, we put it on there for
now.
WWE's bracket.
Yeah.
Right. For WWE's bracket.
So,
all right.
as much as
were we done talking about AEW from last night? Because I don't feel like we were. Were we?
Are we missing something?
I mean, there was.
Are we missing AQA?
That was really cool. Yeah.
Enlighten me. All I know is from commentary. I haven't been to any reality of wrestling shows.
Yeah.
I haven't woken up at 7 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the fucking AQA was.
So
she's dope though.
For as much as I was a mark for Brennan and Keith Lee to show up on any wrestling promotion, as much as I was a mark for that, Porsche is just as a mark for
the girls.
AQA. Not necessarily the girls, but for her specifically, because Porsche likes to say that she's her wrestling mom, basically. She came up in one of the training camps, and Porsche just kind of took her under her wing, and so did Bacon, because she would hang out with them a lot, and she
went through the training camps, went through the actual training with Booker, did a bunch of shows here at the Reality of Wrestling down in Texas City. And then she got a tryout with WWE. So she was with WWE in the Performance Center for a little while. Was God, I forgot her name. It was a kooky ass fucking name.
Like Wendy Chu?
No, it was something with the Z, Zeta something. I don't even remember. But and then she got released on that last batch of releases. So I was like, oh, that sucks. And now she just debuted against Jade Cargill, which was, you know, a tough day at the office going up against Jade Cargill. But she did. She debuted right there.
That moonsault. Well, that shooting star press.
Shooting star press was very pretty. And the fact that she was able to cut a promo that was halfway decent was pretty cool because she apparently wasn't all that great on promo class. I don't know.
Match still took a little bit too long. You could tell that crowd after everything that they got so far and what was coming at the end.
Yeah.
They could, and especially if you're gonna follow that up with another with a squash match for like another minute with Serena Deeb.
Yeah,
they could have trimmed about 3 or 4 minutes and not lost that crowd because you could tell they lost that crowd.
Yeah, which is okay because nobody knows who the hell AQA is. But again, this is Houston Wrestling Radio. Hopefully we have some folks that actually give a shit about like the Houston stuff. So they're going to give a shit about Mace, aka Brennan. They're going to give a shit about Keith Lee. And if you do, then you probably also give a shit about any former ROW people showing up on the main fucking telly. And that's
Roxy
AQA
too, right?
Yeah, Roxy. She's a ROH World Women's Champ.
She dropped it
already?
Gianna Peraza has it.
Okay.
She was in the most recent Performance Center camp.
Okay.
So
yeah. Cool. So yeah, I thought that was really, really neat. And then I think we just touched on it a little bit, but the main event itself, again, Arnold, I think it may have been a little bit too gruesome for your taste because there was a lot of fucking blood, but I loved the psychology of Dan Lambert going out there and taking down the top rope so that he couldn't deliver the buckshot lariat. That was fucking brilliant. Brilliant. That was a great fucking way for a manager to try to help his client in a very crafty, wily way that, damn, it was just so smart. And then the match itself was fucking brutal. Not like deathmatch Nick Gage bullshit, but there was a lot of color. But man, like you said, that Black Hawk, the Black Hawk off of the apron onto the stairs where he just bounced and hit the ring pole on his way down. Fuck, man, that was rough. But Hangman was still able to win it. And
to do the buckshot off the back of the ref was intuitive.
Yes. And then onto the table. Yeah. That was cool, man. It was really neat. And I've been seeing, and I don't know if Daniel is still here. Again, I'm probably pissed off Daniel. Daniel probably never watched the show again, and I'm sorry. But Daniel, I think
go walk with Elias.
Yeah. I think he even said it here earlier, but like folks have been saying that Hangman's title reign has been lackluster. I'm like, dude, he just won the title. He's had 3 defenses, 2 against Daniel Bryan, where, you know, he went to a time limit, but he actually won this against the Murder Hawk, who has been booked to be this unstoppable monster, and he beat him in his own match. He called the spot, and Hangman beat him at his own spot. I would say that's a strong showing for a first-time champ. Yeah, that's pretty good. So all these people complaining going into that night saying, oh, I haven't been doing shit with fucking Hangman. Exhibit B right here. Like if you reject Exhibit A about him with Brian, okay, fine. Exhibit B. How do you bitch on that, huh? How are you going to complain about that one? Now, the other thing is that, like, if I've seen a lot of people also say, oh, Adam Cole, the AEW roster is so bloated that Adam Cole is a mid-carder. Adam Cole is undefeated. Yeah, he lost to Orange Cassidy. Yeah, Orange Cassidy is a mid-carder, but the record doesn't say that.
Nope.
If you watch Rampage, which I would imagine some of the haters are probably only watching Dynamite, right? Mm-hmm. But if you watch Rampage, Adam Cole made it very clear. My record is still undefeated. I am still the number 1 contender. I don't care what that little twerp has to say. That wasn't a sanctioned match. You're going to see a different Adam Cole. And he delivered a hell of a promo. Fuck, that promo was awesome. And what happened after the match with Murder Hawk Monster? Adam Cole comes out. He grabs the title belt, puts it on Hangman. There you go, buddy. There's your title. Adam Cole's in the main event picture. And this whole shit for the last couple of weeks has been a build-up to him being in the main event picture. He's in the main storyline with Jay White, the big debut, one of the big debuts. He's there with the Bucks. He's still stirring up shit between the Elite. How the hell are you saying that he's a mid-carder? They are focusing on him multiple fucking segments on the show.
When we get Adam Cole versus former AEW World Champ Kenny Omega, you're gonna still think of Adam Cole as a mid-carder.
And he's definitely not. It's definitely not. The haters are just hating.
So yeah, no, it's. I'm loving what they're doing with Adam Cole, and I love that now he's going to challenge against Hangman
This Tuesday.
Yes,
NXT Vengeance Day.
Vengeance Day. Ooh,
Yeah.
What is this?
NXT special.
Oh, a premium live event?
Something like that.
Okay.
It's gonna be live on USA for free.
Oh, okay.
No, it's sci-fi. Olympics.
Oh, the Olympics. Yes.
Creed Brothers versus MSK. Finals of the Dusty Cup.
All
Give me a
right.
number.
6.
8.
Okay.
Who's winning?
Creed Brothers, because you said they're the new hot shit, and I think MSK is the old toy.
I think MSK is gonna do it again.
Okay, you would know better than me because you've actually been watching the product.
Pete Dunne versus Tony D'Angelo in a weaponized steel cage match.
2.
7 has got Pete Dunne, fool.
Yeah, but it's got Tony D'Angelo. Now I haven't seen him wrestle. I stopped watching on the second episode of 2.0, which basically had the backstage vignette debuting this guy and this character, and I'm like, this is a stupid fucking character. Jeez.
They have stupider characters.
You may have well just had Antonio Picante and had fucking Chris come out there in a sombrero going, ay, ay, ay.
Hit him with my cumbia kicks.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Gino hasn't taken that gimmick from me.
Oh, I know.
Gino.
I got Pete Dunne winning.
Okay, Pete Dunne, sure.
Women's tag match.
Mhm.
Toxic Attraction against Indy Hartwell and Persia Pirotta.
5. What the hell's a Persia Pirotta?
I'm pretty sure I'm butchering the last name. Indy Hartwell's best friend.
Candice LeRae.
She gone. She pregnant.
What?
She pregnant. Fool. She ain't on TV.
Okay,
She's been off for months.
I didn't know. I've been out for months.
Toxic Attraction, Indy, and Portia. I'm at a 6.
Okay. Toxic Attraction.
Yeah. Carmelo Hayes against To the Moon.
7. That just sounds
North
good.
American title.
That's 7. That sounds good on paper. Who's the champ?
Carmelo.
Sure, Carmelo will win it. I don't know. I don't.
Man,
It's a successful defense, I guess.
I'm kind of torn because I like Carmelo Hayes right now. I don't think it's time for him to take the belt. It's to lose the belt. But at the same time, this like natural groundswell of Cameron Grimes from the asshole hick to the cool guy that won the lottery and crypto and all that shit.
Yeah.
And he's got a catchphrase. He's got a reaction from the audience. He got a solidified turn through that feud with LA Knight and the $1 million belt. He is probably an unnoticed remnant of the old NXT. I would want Cameron Grimes to have this belt unless somebody above them thinks that he's ready to debut on Raw or SmackDown the week after WrestleMania. So I'm kind of torn. Like I want to see Cameron Grimes win, but at the same time,
all of that you just said is very familiar to me, and that's a bad thing because I stopped watching in October. So you're telling me that all of the shit that's good about Cameron Grimes happened before I stopped watching? So what the fuck has he been doing since I stopped watching? That iron is cold, brother. That iron is cold. You didn't say anything that I didn't recognize. So that
If
tells
Cameron
me
Grimes,
he ain't done shit.
if you watch Cameron Grimes on NXT the last month on television, it ain't cold to the people that are watching it in the arena.
Carmelo's got it.
Okay, Carmelo's got it. Braun Breaker against Santos Escobar for the NXT World Championship.
Breaker's gonna keep it, and I'm gonna go with the 6. I like Santos. As much as you said that you have high hopes for him being Vince's new brown person, we'll see what happens if and when he goes to the main roster. It's not going to happen in NXT.
I'm at a 8.
Okay.
For Breaker Escobar because I think they can put a good match together.
Okay.
I mean, you think of King Cuerno and Lucha Underground, and he wrestled some guys that were bigger than him and made it look fucking good.
Yes, he did.
So as long as there aren't too many cooks in the kitchen, I think they can do something really good.
Okay.
Especially if they're ending the show. I love the gimmick as a whole. I'm starting to like them individually also.
Who?
In Legado.
Oh.
I still don't think this week, this month is the time that they can dethrone Braun. They're gonna put all the jet fuel on Braun and shoot him somewhere. I don't know. That's it. That's Vengeance Day.
Okay, cool.
The next day on Dynamite.
Oh, motherfucker.
No DQ. Mercedes Martinez, Thunder Rosa, numero.
9.
Wow.
9. So, Mercedes Martinez debuted unbeknownst as a hired gun by Britt Baker to tarnish the record so that she could continue dodging Thunder Rosa.
That's smart.
That's brilliant. And
You mean a dweeb came up with that?
A dweeb came up with
Oh my
it.
God.
Yeah.
We're not hurting anybody's feelings right now.
Oh, I know. Yeah. We went from having at least one loyal fan to having 0 loyal fans. Yeah.
Just one loyal host.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Arnold, for being in the chat. Yeah, man. I think this is the first time that in AEW you've seen somebody try to manipulate the standings for their benefit, not for themselves, but for somebody else. I think that's chef's kiss. Brilliant. I love it. And I love the interaction afterwards where the person hiring the hitman scolds the hitman for not doing the job the right way. What? I took her out. I hit her in the head. No, you gave her a win. We needed you to give her a loss. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen in this match. Very interested. And I can't believe it, but I'm interested in Mercedes Martinez because, I think Mercedes Martinez has been a little overhyped. She's one of the
NXT did her dirty by giving her that fucking Mortal Kombat getup.
Yeah, and I wasn't that impressed at the Mae Young Classic. I thought she was good. I didn't think she was the next coming, right?
Obviously, because she ain't on Raw or SmackDown now.
Yeah, but as a hired goon who doesn't give a fuck, and it's she's a hired goon. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm at a 9 too.
Okay.
And you know what? Fuck it. If you're gonna give me Britt Baker, I think I had this conversation last year. If you're gonna give me Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa at All Out, you got to find a way to stretch this out.
Yes.
So I've got Mercedes beating Thunder Rosa, fucking with the record and having Thunder Rosa give her comeuppance in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
And then find her way back into the main picture. So where Britt Baker eventually drops the strap.
In a DQ.
Mm-hmm.
So Mercedes will actually get the win. Somehow Thunder gets disqualified, but not in a heel way where she snuck around and did something. Maybe she just lost her cool and she wouldn't let up on the referee's 5 count.
It's no DQ, fool.
Oh, it is no DQ. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. Oh, man. I don't know, man. But I can't predict it. And that's a good thing, because dweebs know how to fool other dweebs.
Inner Circle versus Inner Circle. Santana and Ortiz against Jericho and Hager.
8. I would probably be at a 9 or a 10 if it wasn't for Hager.
Because he's
He's just
cut.
there.
He's in the cut chilling.
He's just there. If it was more like Sammy,
That's what I
and
was
they
thinking.
delayed this whole Sammy getting pissed off, y'all, you figure it out. And they delayed
And Jake
that.
be the ref.
Or
Jericho and Sammy as the team, and
Yeah.
Jake reffing.
Yeah, like that could have been it, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like there's a lot of different possibilities. I like that the pot is getting stirred. I like that we might be breaking up the inner circle. Because AEW, yes, I do admit their roster's a little bloated, but they've been bloated on factions. And Jericho, he's been good as a face. Everybody's singing along to Judas. I get it. But at some point, you got to let Jericho do what Jericho does, which is be a heel. And
as a heel, we were singing the song anyway.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
We sang it and then we booed the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
We cheered for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And then we booed the fuck out of Fat.
And I don't really like Eddie Kingston, and I don't really think he's a babyface either. But the fact that Jericho said it, like, you weren't even the 2 best members of LAX.
And then Jake pulled out the phone like he was about to call Hernandez.
Fuck, dude.
So
I don't want to see Hernandez and Homicide on AEW because Hernandez has pretty much been blackballed.
But
right?
a 6-man, Kingston,
Yeah.
LAX against Hager, Guevara, and Jericho.
And what's really, really interesting about all this is that this has been all revolved around Eddie Kingston, but Eddie Kingston's been nowhere to be found.
Eye injury.
I know,
Yeah.
but that still makes it for an interesting story.
It helps drag things out.
Yeah, because it's like, where is this motherfucker? Is he just watching from home? Is he just gonna let it play out, or is he gonna show up at the very end, be like, "This is my plan all along, bitches"? Boom, take out the inner circle. You know what? LAX is back, and we get LAX 2.0.
Bra, bra, bra.
Blah, blah, you know, in AEW, that's a forbidden door if I ever seen one. To actually have Impact allow AEW to use LAX as a IP.
So with the 6-man, Conan comes out to Team Jericho.
Yeah, and then you get fucking Martinez coming out with their fucking huge ass titties. Yeah. Shelly Martinez. Oh, yeah.
We're almost done.
There's fake as fuck titties right now. Now.
Hey. They still work.
I mean, they stay put.
Let's put a little more Houston in Houston Wrestling Radio before we walk out the door.
All right.
What you up to?
All right. So I shared this last week. The first episode of UPW on Clear Life Media was out, and that was our event that we had in Santa Fe, Texas, in the nice, big, pretty, brand new fire department that they have. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous venue. So you could watch that on YouTube. Just on YouTube, search Undisputed Pro Wrestling, and it should be on the channel for Clear Life Media. That's the company that's doing the recording for us now. It's no longer that Max Sports TV or whatever. It's Clear Life Media. They do other stuff besides our thing. They do like combat sports and things like that. Oh, nice. So if you go to their channel, you're going to see a bunch of other stuff besides UPW. That's why just search Undisputed Pro Wrestling. So you could watch that first episode on there. Now, this past weekend, UPW had their second taping, I guess you could say, and it was in the Knights of the Columbus Hall here in Pasadena, Texas, and it was recorded. That recording isn't out yet. They're still doing their editing and splicing it together. I'd imagine it would come out sometime this week, if not next week, so keep tuned to the Facebook page for Undisputed Pro Wrestling or my Facebook page, because I'll share it once it comes out and you can watch it there. So yeah, now on February the 19th, we got DZW coming up. Sebi is back. Sebi's back. He's going to be trying to take out Romeo, the man that he was trying to attack when his arm broke. And there's a lot of beef there to settle between Sebi and Romeo. David Dubron is still the DZW heavyweight champion. So yeah, you want to definitely come check it out. That's Saturday the 19th in Brookshire, Texas, DZW. I think I'm ring announcing that event. I'm pretty sure I am. I haven't gotten full confirmation as far as the scheduling goes, because I missed 2 months ago because of COVID, and then I missed last month because of Undisputed was on the same night. So
They replaced you.
well,
With me!
they replaced me for 2 nights, and I'm just waiting for the confirmation. It's like, hey, I'm actually available this one, and I think I'm gonna be it, but I just haven't officially gotten the coronation, so to speak.
Oh, you could always go back to DJing at the titty bar.
Right.
Ring announcing UPW, XPW, G Dane, the titty bar. You were on a podcast earlier.
Yes, I was.
You want
This
to tell our
past
friends
week.
about that?
Yes, our good friends, Aaron and Chris Foreman, they have their own little podcast. It's more of a pop culture podcast than it is just a straight up wrestling. It's called Front Row Negative. So you definitely want to check that out. I was on this past episode that they just released this past week, where we talked about, guess what, Royal Rumble. We also talked a little bit about Peacemaker and the Halo TV series. The new trailer dropped, so we wanted to talk a little bit about that. So make sure you go over there, give it a listen, give them a like. Look for it wherever you get your podcast. It's not on YouTube. It's not a video show like ours. It's just straight up audio. But again, Front Row Negative. Boom.
I think that's it.
That's it. That's the show. Are we done?
Yeah.
All right, then. Adios, my friends. Keep it classy. I'm sorry, Daniel. Come back, baby. I didn't mean it, baby. Damn it.
I've been watching.
Damn it, Daniel. He really didn't respond after all that shit. Like, I think I pissed him off.
I've been watching Futurama for 6 seasons and 4 movies.
Yes.
And you've made it abundantly clear. You do not sound like Bender at all.
I do
You
not
can
sound
act like him all you want. You are not. No, we're not biting your shiny metal anything.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm sure if they offered you the voice, you'd probably do it.
Yes, I would do it. I'm 40% Bender.
So I lost my collective shit at work in the bathroom when I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw that that Hulu was bringing back. They ordered 20 episodes.
20 episodes.
Again.
Yes.
Of Futurama. Like they've been killed more times than Family Guy.
Yes.
4, right?
This
3 or
would be
4?
their 4th comeback. If they get killed again, this will be their 4th death.
Fox killed them. Then
Comedy Central
killed them.
And then
But didn't they make the movies?
Cartoon Network. Oh, the movies came in between Comedy Central and
Cartoon
Fox.
Network.
Yeah.
And then Cartoon Network, and then
where they were doing reruns on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
But that wasn't new episodes. The new episodes was Cartoon Network, I believe.
So they announced everyone
except John DiMaggio to play Bender. There's a little bit of wiggle room. There's a little bit of ambiguity there because it said not yet. They're
finalizing,
trying,
and they're not doing anything right now. The show's not coming out till next year anyway.
And then John DiMaggio himself just said on Twitter, like, "Hey, I've been hearing you, whatever. Thanks for the love and support." And like that's pretty much it. So he didn't say one way or the other. So I don't know.
I want my Bender spinoff, damn it.
It's kind of funny that like the character that they used for the announcement was Bender. Like it is Bender on roller skates with a flame coming out of his ass that says, "We're back, baby." And he's not the one that's back. But I lost my shit also at work when I saw this because Futurama is my favorite TV show of all time, period. Not my favorite animated show, my favorite TV show of all time. I love Futurama. I was at work trying to not freak out because nobody else at work really knows. We have one guy that works for the company that works in San Antonio that likes Futurama a lot. So that's the only person I was able to message. I was like, "Oh my God, Ryan, check this out. We had a fucking Futurama." And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I know." And like, I shit you not, when I saw it, because I was in the bathroom, because that's when I actually get to look at stuff on my phone when I'm at work. I was in the bathroom and I saw it. I damn near broke down into tears when I saw it. Because at first I was like, this isn't real. Wait, oh my God, it's real. It's real. It's real. Holy shit, they're coming back in. Oh my God, this is so awesome. I'm freaking out. Because I'm a dweeb.
And then you remembered that they ended the entire series on an upper.
Yeah.
That's how you end the series.
Yeah.
By going back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So now, in hindsight, now that the dopamine's gone and you've pissed it all out, where are you at?
Marvel, baby. Fucking retcon that shit out the ass and say it's a different universe. That's all you gotta do.
No.
Fucking multiverse of fucking Bender. That's all you gotta do. I don't care.
No.
I'm interested. I want to see what it is. I get it that you put a good fucking bow on it, but you've had other season finales before where you said, all right, this is done. And you're like, okay, I'm good. I'm okay with this. So
the
bring
4
it back
movies
again.
kind of made it
And
another
the movies
ending.
too. Yeah, I'm okay with it. So yeah, Marvel has taught me you can say, you know what? Tobey
My
Maguire's back.
expectations.
Andrew Garfield's back. You know what? They were all together because they were in different universes. Okay, great. I'm on board.
My expectation is pretty much this. I need a Donald Trump head in a jar against the wall of presidents. Like half of this entire new season is gonna be them dogging on Donald Trump and bringing up a pandemic. The fucking the fucking vaccine is like 8 cans of Slurm. Like I'm expecting some crazy ass shit.
Okay.
And then Joe Biden with like a fucking Trans Am sticker on the back of his jar.
Okay. You remember the episode, the Blurns Ball episode?
Yes.
Where Alita is like explaining Blurns Ball to Fry, and Fry's like, you didn't need to jazz up baseball. It was baseball. And then like all this crazy shit happens. Oh, so they jazzed it up. That's gonna be me with these 20 episodes from Hulu. You didn't need to bring back a fucking Futurama. Oh, they jazzed it up. That's gonna be me. No, the episode where they find out of where Slurm comes from, and like, oh god, it's coming out of the slug's ass, right? Like, oh man.
But I'm thirsty.
I could get to it if it wasn't for these arms. These arms are the fucking haters. That's what these arms are. If I could cut off the haters, I could enjoy my fucking Slurm being Futurama. Yeah, that's what I want. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more. I'm not gonna hate on it until I watch it, and if it sucks, it sucks, and I'll
watch until the end.
Yes, I will.
Don't stop at episode 3. I reckon the last run of the last, like, was it 2 seasons of Futurama that they brought back? It was fucking gold, dude. I loved some.
Yeah, it was like the first season of Comedy Central was the one that wasn't that great, but then it was like, oh, okay, it got better. But
Baby Bender, that's it.
Baby Bender was good. Yeah. The goat, like what? The
goat chunks.
Yeah,
oh, it comes out both sides.
Yeah, it's like whatever comes out of one end, we feed to the other. Yes, dude, I am so fucking down. I am. Oh man. Until I see that it sucks, I'm not going to be unexcited. I'm not going to be a hater. I am going to be fully erect for that. And as the only show besides Breaking Bad that I've seen front to finish multiple times, I've seen Breaking Bad 3 times front to back of not Better Call Saul. I've watched some of Better Call Saul. I've watched Futurama front to back 4 times. This right now has given me the itch to watch it front to back again. All seasons again before it comes out. So it's like, oh,
I've got all of it saved in my iTunes.
Oh, so, dude, I am so my mind is blown, man.
You're getting the antsies. And with that, get the hell out of here.
All right, let's go.